This is the Giraffes Don't Eat Steak podcast, a show that brings you marketing stories, tips, hints, and much more. A treat for those who want to succeed in business or marketers who just want to learn. Hello, Alex.
Hello, how are you doing?
I am good. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. I just finished off a lovely avocado, which you would be delighted to know,
I'm
since my
so
transition to liking avocados.
I'm so impressed. In fact, yesterday I went to our waterfront cafe. I took Kim, my daughter. I went to meet a client there, and I was thinking about you. The last time we were there, you brought that your neighbor's dog, remember?
Yeah, Moby the dog.
And of course, I ate my normal fish cakes because that's what I eat when I'm there. And actually, you won't recognize the place. They've done such a huge build that they've doubled the seating space, but in covered.
It was already pretty big. There must be
Mm.
rats in there.
So they've extended the covered area, but it's not like within walls. It's when it's like outside covers, it's all glass.
Yeah.
So they've extended that area, so much bigger now. But guess what they haven't fixed, which I don't know how they're going to solve, is the parking.
Yeah.
Because
That's a
what's the
yeah,
use if they've got all this seating place and no one can park there, right? So
that is
that
a
was
major oversight.
Hmm. Actually, that leads to a good discussion because for marketers, a lot of people, one of the myths of marketing is that you don't need a marketing strategy. You can just run campaigns and you'll be fine. And
Right.
actually, if you think about this waterfront cafe, their marketers must have gone, oh, we can run some ads and get more bums on seats. Let's build out this extra area. But they didn't think through the whole
No.
end to end of if no one can park there, you're not going to get people.
Yeah, I mean the strategy of that is so important. That's a fatal error there. It's like being blinded by the shiny thing of being able to have more customers, but not thinking about the reality of what more customers means. Um,
Absolutely.
I think we found that in a few places before where it's like the leads, right? Okay, we've got this lead supplier who can guarantee us 1 million leads every month. And we're like, yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Everyone tells us to do it, but no one's thought about what the implications of that are. What does that mean to the business? What does that mean in terms of the call center handling if it's a call center? What does it mean in terms of the volume of being able to deal with the number of questions, the time taken to speaking to customers, to creating the sales, to creating sales packs, to sending out the right information, the email lists. I mean, it just goes on and on and on. The domino effect of having more
More
business
lead.
in, yeah.
No, exactly. And I think that's why people, maybe the word strategy is what scares people, right? Because it's true. Nobody wants a strategy. Nobody wants a strategy, but everyone needs a marketing strategy. And the whole purpose of it is to tie all those elements of the business together, starting with, are you attracting, if we go for your leads example, is it the right kind of people? Or even let's stick to the waterfront cafe restaurant example. That's a fun one. If they did a marketing campaign on Facebook, are they going to get the right kind of people? Is it going to be all kids that come and don't have enough money to spend? Are they going to be getting maybe they have a strategy and I've misunderstood. Maybe they aiming at pensioners and they're sending a bus out so they don't need more parking because they're busing people in and out. And so that's their strategy, right? So as long as
Maybe.
it's thought through,
Yeah. I mean, we don't know
I
the
don't
full
know.
scope of it, but I've been there many times in my life, and I'm willing to bet that there isn't coach loads of people going there, and they've got a special area for the coaches. Where would the coaches park?
They'd have to, yeah. They can't park
Because,
across the road because it's dangerous crossing that road. I
yeah,
had
it's
to
like a
park across the
very
road.
busy main road. No,
I
can
had
you
to
imagine
park
that?
across the road. It was quite fun dodging the cars getting across there.
Can you imagine like hordes of elderly people trying to cross that road? You know, with the greatest agility in the world.
Yeah, so that's not a plan. I don't know. But yeah, I think that's where people underestimate marketing strategy because, and unfortunately, there's lots of campaign marketers out there, right? Come to me and I'll give you Facebook ads. Come to me and I'll give you LinkedIn. I get a lot of these. I'm sure you get. I can book you 5 appointments a week um, for your agency, right? Like lots of those.
Yeah.
But it's just a campaign. Like if you haven't thought through the strategy of what you're trying to achieve, how does it fit into the rest of your business? It's actually it's not going to work. It's
No, exactly.
some way it's going to fall down.
And also, I've been getting. I mean, I always get lots and lots of emails about partnerships in marketing and things like that. Sometimes I bite because sometimes I like the message and sometimes I'm in the market for that thing. And I think I mentioned this on a previous podcast, but since then as well, it's happened to me a couple more times that I've replied to the email saying, yes, I'm interested. It's something like they were offering me like a free SEO review or a free, and I'm like, oh, I'm actually in the market for that right now. And I reply and I get nothing back.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what is going on there, but I mean, it's a massive fail. I mean, in the strategy, right? Because probably what's happened is maybe that company has worked with another company, like saying, I can get you X amount of leads per day, blah, blah, blah. But there isn't a consideration on the follow-ups that are happening and the reputation they're getting. And not only is it a bad reputation on that single business, it's just solidifying my opinion on that type of marketing to that type of to marketers as well. I mean, it's terrible. Um, and whoever is running those campaigns, it's damaging the view of that particular tactic as well, not only the brand. It's doing no good at all. It's awful.
No, exactly. And that's why for marketing strategy, you look at the full scope, right? In the old school of marketing, it was called the 7 Ps of marketing, where you looked at from product, price, promotion, place, all the way across to make sure it all stacked up. One another example I had of needing to step back is we were offered through one of my clients, we were offered um, more marketing up front. Awesome. But at the same time, there's a hole in the funnel and we were losing at the same rate. So without marketing, signing up five, but losing five every month. So I'm saying, hold on, maybe before strategy, take a step back. Before we sign up more here, why don't we check what's happening with the hole in the bucket at the back end? Because if we can plug that, it's going to be better for us before we increase. Because who knows if increasing by 10, we're not going to lose 10. We don't
Hmm.
understand what's causing the loss at the end because the assumption
Yeah,
is if I increase by 10 and I lose five, that'll be fine. But what if that hole means lose 10, right?
yeah.
Like if you don't understand what's causing it, you could end up with a bigger problem. So I'm like, stop the bus, first plug the hole at the end, see what's going
Yeah.
on there, then open the tap up front because this is just a wasted funnel right now.
No, that's exactly right. And more often than not, that the end part of the funnel is the most cost-effective part of the funnel. Bringing in leads is the expensive, time-consuming, more
It's hard
speculative
work.
work. Yeah, once people are already in the funnel, and they're already a customer, and especially if you have upsells and cross sells, there's a lot less work to do, a lot less work to do, and a lot more profit. And
And Absolutely. And that, I mean, that's not a myth, right? You can make more revenue from your existing customers than from new customers because with new customers, you've got to pay more. You've got to work harder because they don't know your brand. You've still got to build trust and reputation. Once someone's bought from you, they're in. Getting them to buy the next product is so much easier because you don't have to do the hard sell anymore. And so that's for those of you who don't know, upselling is increasing the products of the customer. So if they've got a silver level and you upsell them to a gold level, for example, I hate gold and silver, but anyway, that came to my mind now.
Yeah, but it's just the easy one to go for, isn't it?
I know if somebody can come up with better levels than bronze, silver, gold, oh, you'll be my superhero for life. Please contact me straight away because I'm so tired of silver, bronze, and gold. But anyway, everyone knows what that is. And then cross selling is when you sell a different product to the same customer. Again, you understand the customer, you know their needs, they know you. It should be much easier to sell them an alternative product than to try and get a new customer through the door. Now, why do so many people just not do it, Alex?
Well, I think it's just the education around marketing, isn't it? And the education around growing your business. It just, I think, from the face of it, it seems more obvious that the more people I have coming through my front door, the more people I'm going to sell to and make money. But it's not necessary. It's not no. It's just not true. It's not necessarily true. It's not true. Yeah, but yeah, of course, you still need that flow. Let's not
Yeah,
ignore that, but that is very important. We're just saying that if you if you have there's always room to optimize that end part of the funnel. Don't just try and splash the cash in the front end when you could be fixing the end part, plugging that hole as you were saying earlier, and kind of stop that leaky bucket of finance.
yeah. And I mean, there's so many opportunities with understanding why people are leaving, right? Because that's what you're doing. You're trying to understand why people are leaving you because you could find a product gap, right? There was something they were missing that they thought they were getting. So, you don't want to increase that disappointment with more and more people. If you know, this is what they thought they were getting, plug it, right? Like, or change your messaging so they don't expect that that's what they were getting. Or there's so many things that can tell you that you may need to make a small tweak to your process or your product or just your contract. Maybe your contract didn't stipulate things properly and
Mhm.
that'll stop people being disappointed, stop people leaving, stop people, and especially if they're leaving disgruntled. That's really really bad, right? If you don't know what was causing that issue.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm all for looking end to end of your marketing, not just at your lead generation, but
I
understanding
mean
right across the board.
yeah, and I've seen it just outside of marketing as well. One of the clients I'm working with, they have two offers. They have a technical offer and a strategic offer. And everybody comes in because they feel that they have a lack of technical expertise, and that's the issue that's causing whatever it is, the slow production of the product or this increased costs or whatever like that. But more often than not, it's because they have a very poor strategy or they don't have a strategy and they haven't fully understood the potential opportunities they have in terms of partnerships, collaborations, and that's all a strategic element. They just look at it and say, my team doesn't have the specialist needs that I require. But we every time we go in, it's like, actually you do have the team, actually you do have the specialists, but you're not your team isn't structured well enough. You don't have the right collaborations in place. You need to think about these types of partnerships and these and it um and it's always the same. It's always the same. You just look at the kind of the technical side of it or the the the, the the direct pain that you're having. You're not really looking at where it is. Same with some like sports injuries. Sometimes like you think the injury's here because that's where you feel the pain, but actually the problem that's come from somewhere else. You need to look at the body as a whole, the holistic point of view, the end to end, like marketing.
Absolutely. So, can we say that myth is busted, Alex?
Well and truly busted.
So, if you think that you don't need a marketing strategy, that is a myth. You absolutely do. And please, if any marketing person is telling you you don't need a strategy, oh, think about why you're working with them because they are wrong.
Yeah. What's a big red flag I find is when they just come to you straight with one particular tactic. So I think you mentioned it earlier. Facebook ads. You need Facebook ads. Well, how do you know? You don't know my business. You have no idea.
Absolutely. Right. Good myth, Alex. Let's see what other myths we can find that we can bust on our podcast.
I'm sure there's many.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye.
That wraps up this episode of Giraffes Don't Eat Steak. Thanks for joining us. I hope you found value in our discussion and got some new ideas to apply to your own business. Tune in next week for another round of marketing insights and inspiration. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave us a review and subscribe on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you listen to podcasts. We appreciate you listening. Catch you next time on Giraffes Don't Eat Steak.